Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time it is at your place. So nice of you to join me for yet another stream with Ostriv. As I unpause the game, we're finishing a row house here that will basically empty up our queue. There we go. We see we still have a few food issues going on. It's mainly a variety issue because, well, we have been struggling with food a bit. But we're focusing on that, so that should be fixed hopefully soon. It's now March. The oxen are busy plowing, and soon enough we will get to grow some new foods. If we take a look at what foods we have buckwheat, we have no flour, so that's a problem. We have potatoes, we should have dried fruits as well. Nope, we're out of dried fruits. So yeah, food variety is going to be a problem. We do have 6,000 wheat left though, so we can still make some flour, and we have some milk, so we can make some cheese. And all in all, I think we should be okay, because we're also going to get some extra fish in. But yeah, it would be nice to have, by the end of the day, some extra food. So let me buy some extra food. And that then gives me time to start talking to chat, because, you know, we have to get the town going. So let's make sure we do that. And let's take a look here. See, some issues are going away, so we should be fine. Hello, Chet. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Roadhog. Hello, Donny. Welcome in, Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all great. Here all is okay. It's been a warm day, 29, close to 30. But it's quite humid. It's now completely covered in big clouds. It should actually be raining now, but it doesn't start. But that makes it quite humid outside, and for the next couple of hours it won't really cool off. It's 7 in the evening here now. It's still 29 outside, and I believe around midnight it will be down to maybe like 26 or something, so that's gonna take a while. But we'll see. Should be okay. I mean, I'm getting more and more used to the heat. It's easier and easier to deal with it, so that's the good news. And, well, you know, Roadhog lives in a part of the Netherlands where it's warmer usually, so hope that he has survived. But apparently he came out of bed and drank coffee today, which were his 2 goals. So he's a full-on champion today. So that's good. We are good, thanks. Sad is good, just playing as I watch. SAD, what's SAD? Oh, Stranded Alien Dawn. Ah, nice, 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 nice. The main thing for me with Stranded Alien Dawn is to not think too big too quickly. Go with small houses, small things, so that they at least have an indoors and stuff like that. And then you can get growing. Hi all, I am very unhealthy today. Need your sympathy. Oh, Cooper, what's up? You are unhealthy today. Does it mean that you're sick, or does it mean that your mood is not so good? Tell us all about it. Share it with us. I'm out of coffee. Ooh. Sorry, mate. There's nothing we can do. You're on your own. You made a mistake running out of coffee. Now you pay for it. Good luck. Alright, well, the question is, we don't have anything in the queue right now. Let's slow down to speed 1, because I think we should keep expanding. Question is, with what? And the first things we have to look at is food. And now, we have built 1 extra farm lately. But we might, this one, we might just do another one, to be sure of the food. We've built 3 extra orchards, but we have to wait until they start to bear fruit. So there's not much to gain there. We don't have chickens yet. And that could actually be something. And since chickens have different feed options, wheat, barley, buckwheat, sunflower, linseed, hemp seed, we could start slowly with some chickens and then get them going so that we have more meat and eggs from that, which is also a nice food source. So that could be one. And if we go for piggies, then it will be that we need a dedicated farm to feed the pigsty. So chickens are probably an easier catch in terms of making sure that we get food for our town and that we can get somewhere. And the good thing is, for instance, chickies. Oh, look at the weird size of this. Did they change this? The size of the coop, how that works? Or did I choose the wrong building? No. Okay. So we could go with chicken coos right here at the edge of the field. Because we do have some space out here. And I think this could actually work out well. The thing is, these are going to need some food. So we need to make sure we get some granaries out here. To serve them with their food. I think a small granary will do, though. So what we can do... Put a smaller granary right here in the middle for them, where they can all get their food. Then we make 2 extra chicken coos on this side. Yeah, let's go a bit like this. And then we just have to make sure that they also get stuff like water. Well, we can give them all a well, so that shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Might just do the well a bit more like right here. Let's do this one then too, because that's the same angle. And then we'll go like this. And then we can probably do carts all the way up there. Up here. A single cart for each one, so that they at least have a cart to use. Now, I need to make sure that we get that done. Let's get the carts in. See, we can do a single cart parking here for each one. So that they also have a cart parking. You know what? I might just move this one back a little bit so that we can also do cart parkings in front here. Will that work out? I think so. We can just go a bit more like this. And then we can give this 2 carts that... oh, there's only one gonna fit in here. You know what? I'm going to place this one like this. One right here. And then we'll move this forward a bit again. Yep, like this. And then we get a chicken area, which should be nice. And then that will give us quite a bit of food, hopefully. So we'll see how this goes. Must be okay. And then we might be able to build some extra houses soon. I have to keep track of this, though. But this is working out. These are now all 1 year old. These are still 0 year old, but that's okay. So 1 more full year, and then these 2 will also start to bear fruit. It might just be the right time to keep expanding with a few more orchards for the future. But we'll see in a minute. Of course, I also need to keep up with the chat. How are you doing, Laura? Good to have you. And how's the family? Hope everybody is okay. I like the new ads that they run next to the gameplay still. Oh, do they, if they changed that? Oh, that's cool. Usually I do get just the regular ads, so you can still... you just get them over everything. But they now apparently also have ads that they just run next to it. That's nice. Okay, there's nothing really we need from this town, so we're not going to buy anything. We're also not going to sell anything. If you hear background noises, wifey and little one just got in the house. They've been outside for a bit, so they're getting drinks and all, and I guess little one will go to bed in like a half an hour or something, so... that's the sounds you hear. Alright, let's start planning another orchard, because then at least my foresters can start to work on clearing the trees. Which is, of course, a very important task that definitely needs to happen. Okay, let's go all the way up. Let's make this as long as possible. And now see if we can still... okay, is this pretty straight from up here? Not really, but okay. If we do this one slightly shorter, then we can make it somewhat straight again. I think that looks nicer. There we go. 35 trees need removal, so they're going to be busy with that. But that's okay. We know you paid for ad-free. But only on pets, others are the same. Wi-Fi doesn't split. Oh, really? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the game will know whether it's me streaming or somebody else on my account, so... shouldn't make a difference, but who knows. Let me just set all of this. So I think the max is like 750 usually. Then they are going to need some other stuff. I'll put them on some barley. We use the barley for beer, but that's okay. We can also give them some buckwheat. Ooh, we can also give them sunflowers. What if we do 250 each? That might be good. Do we still have some seeds left? Hemp seeds, linseed. We have linseed oil, 1,000. So we'll just see what they can bring in. And then if it's good enough, we can get going with it. We cannot buy chickens here, so that's not going to be an option. We have to wait for chickens. You forgot to move the shed. Which shed? I did move this one back, and these two will stay over here. So if I take a look at it... let me click this one. We have 4 chicken coos, 4 car sheds. We have these 2, and we have the granary and the wells. So I think everything is right where it should be, or at least this is how I want it to look. So yeah, not much should have happened in the forest. Oh, with this one. Ah, thank you, Cooper. That's right. I had to move the actual building of the... I have to move the building of the orchard, because otherwise you will lose out a lot of trees where they make the road or the path towards the actual shed. So that's happening. So thank you. Yes, you need to move this building to save as much space so that you get more trees in your building. So now it should be okay. Thanks a lot, Cooper. That's very helpful. So nice that you are always so attentive. Maybe I do prefer the split screen. Yeah, of course, split screen is always nicer, because then you can still watch the game. So yeah, that's of course good. Family is okay. Still no aircon back in the back room. Eldest kiddo switching from old school to a different program to graduate. And younger just changing to different schools, also close by where hubby went as a kid. Okay. Well, the aircon doesn't sound nice, because it must be hot. No airco in the back room, but all the rest, I guess, sounds good. Switching schools to graduate. And the youngest one just going to a different school close by where hubby went as a kid sounds nice too, so... But how are you doing, Laura? Because you're kind of avoiding that question. Alright, let's do apply to all and apply to all, so that now this one will be set up too. So this one can now also start to fill up at least. And then hopefully soon enough we can buy chickens from one of the places. Now we are putting in some buckwheat in here. I have to check what we're putting in. Buckwheat, barley and sunflowers. So we need buckwheat, some barley and sunflowers. And then I don't think we need too big in numbers for like most of this. But it's good if we have some in. Let's go like this. There we go. Occupational injury in Ostriv after 4.5k hours. Yeah. I get that. Well, you know, it's usually when I play all by myself. Cooper, question. Did they change the look of the chicken coop because it looks different than from what I remember? I remember it looking a bit different. Did they change that lately? Or in the last 2 months or something? I don't know. Feels like it looks a little different. Oh well. But yeah, I also try to keep up with chat and all that stuff, so then sometimes you miss certain things. When I play by myself, I'm fully focused on the game, and then I usually don't really miss out on that stuff. But yeah, it will be very nice if you have a nice graduation party in like a year. Well, we have a lot of people looking for a job, but that's good. Let's check out the farms, because I'm interested to know. See, this farm is not done yet, so they're still sewing in some stuff. Only this one, though. But all the rest is growing, so that's good. So they managed to put everything in. This one is done, this one is done, this one is done. So we should get some serious amount of extra food. This one is also still busy, but some are already growing quite a bit. But it's all not bad. It's not like something is going wrong or something. They're actually doing a good job. Ooh, they have a plow with repairs. But looks like they're fixing it, so that's the good news. Then we built 2 coos at the same time. Let's do apply to all and apply to all again. See if they can all get ready. And there we get a message from Derkachi. So let's start selling some shoes. There's charcoal, of course. Sunflower oil, yes, please. And clothing. Yes, please. I might want to go to the oil workshop. And yeah, we have a lot of linseed oil. We might just put out linseed oil, actually. Because we're not doing much with the linseeds. And then we could switch out sunflowers for linseed in all of these. I think that might be a better option. And then we use the linseed for that. Can I... Okay, I can put linseed oil in here, but apparently not the linseeds. Okay. That's not nice. Well, it is what it is then. Yeah, they are changed. I also noticed today when I laid cobblestone. Yeah, see, I'm not crazy. The chicken coos changed. Well, I think they look nice. Okay, cool. Now I'm wondering, like, did they change up more buildings? But probably hard to find out. Hey, Vladimir. Good to see you. How are you doing? I'm fine, just surviving the heat, but I have coffee, so that's good. Sorry, Cooper. Oh, I have a doctor's appointment the 13th for the routine eye exam for diabetes. Ah, okay. Well, hopefully that's all good. And, yeah, well, there's a lot of heat all over the world. We're also surviving it. So, yes, stay hydrated, keep cool. And then hopefully it'll all be fine. Now, all of these have the workers in. That's the good news. We have room now for actual chickens, but we just have to wait until we get them. The wells need to be done for all the water. So we're going to get there. But then it might also be time to expand this housing circle a little bit more. So let's try that out. Let's see if we can do that. Uneven terrain, of course. It's map 3, so we'll have to deal with a lot of uneven terrain. We can do it. Let's leave a bit of room there for a well. This will only be a partial circle because I cannot go too far. See, we're already occupied, but that leaves us room for 2 wells, which is actually better, I think. So we'll put a well down here. I mean, we ran into a food issue, which is tough. But if you run into a water issue, then it's harder because that has a faster effect and it's more slowly to change up. So I'm hoping that this should do the trick and that we will not run into any more water issues. All right, we have 3 wells up now. That's the good news. This has all the water, this has all the water, this has mostly the water, and this one too. Okay. So we did switch out the barley. I thought I put it on 250. Yes. So what we can do is we can take out 250 from this one, transport it to that one, so that at least it will be spread evenly. Should be good. And then they're now going to just build the infrastructure here. Then we're going to build a few houses. And we should get there. And develop this part with some extra food. And of course we also have to set up the extra food for the town. So that's going to be next. But let me first check chat. Hey, Gamer Mama, welcome in. How are you doing? Is it me or did they add front porch to the chicken coop? No, we were just saying that they changed the chicken coop. It looks different now, but I didn't see an update where they announced that. But yeah, it looks different now. So the chicken coop has a little makeover. Which is interesting. So maybe we should check out a few more buildings later and check if there are some more changes to some buildings. I don't know, maybe they changed the sheep farms or whatever, but it is interesting though, because yeah, it had a change. But some buildings I don't really look that closely at usually, so might be a bit hard to spot the actual places, but it's interesting though, yeah. Oh, this place has some cheese coming in. There's a little bit of flour, firewood. I think we need to add a market stall to this area because this is a very small marketplace. So we might need another one for also the extra foods like, let's do it in the back here. And then here we can start selling chicken meat and chicken eggs. Chicken eggs, chicken meat. And then dried fish and maybe some more mutton, because we'll probably go slaughter some more animals soon. I will go over the building soon. This should already help out, and then we can store a little bit of chicken eggs and chicken meat in here. Not too much, because we will not get that much anytime soon anyways. We don't even have chickens yet. But in the end we will get it. I see these are now getting in dried fish, which will help with the food variety, because we do have buckwheat and potatoes. Okay, first cart shed built. Let's build a cart and hook it up. Doing good. Just got some rain here. Ooh, nice. Yeah, they predicted rain here around 6:30, and it's very dark out. Like it can always also almost start to get like a thunderstorm or something. Although the clouds should be slightly different, so we're not going to get a thunderstorm. But it's not raining, actually. So they promised us some rain, but it's not really falling. And I also see sunshine again. So it's a bit weird weather now. But yeah, it would be nice if we would get some rain. But probably not, so it's going to be hot all evening. I'm fine with coffee and without success in hunting for mice. Ah, good, 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 good. That's the good news. Still think it's weird that we cannot put in linseed in the granary, but okay. It is what it is. Apparently you have to put the linseed. Yeah, linseed has to go in a warehouse. Okay. Not gonna build a warehouse for that, so that ain't gonna happen. Let's go over this, because I think, did we fill these all? Nope, we still have an empty cow shed, so I'll pause for a second, see if we have, yeah, we have bull to go over there. And then, do we have plenty of cows? Well, not that many, so we'll do 1, 2 cows. 1, 2 cows. 1. Ooh, there's a lot of bulls in here. Slaughter, slaughter, slaughter. Slaughter. That way we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, only a little bit of cows left, because this one doesn't have much. This one has a lot of cows, though, so let's start slaughtering a bit. Ooh, also a lot of bulls, though. So this will get us a lot of meat, too, which is basically good. Also going to put one of these cows over there. This one is also not so well filled up yet, so we're going to leave those. We're not going to do much with it. But at least we get some slaughtering, more cows, more meat, and more hides for shoes. So that's good. And then let's go to our sheepies and check. See, there's plenty of rams to slaughter out here. So I'll pause again so that things won't go wrong or when I misclick or something like that. Yep, we're going to keep that one. 3-year-old ram, wow. Must have not done this in a while. Ooh, lots of rams to be slaughtered. We'll leave that one then. 2-year-old ram. Yep, lots of 1-year-olds. And that one can go too. And then out here, ooh, 1 sheep is relocating. So this one is completely full, but there might just be way too many rams in here. See, there we go. Although sheep do reproduce a bit more than cows, so that's also something. But there we go, lots of slaughtering going on. And then the next step could be another sheep area again. But we can probably do that in front here. So we get more sheepies again. And that will also produce more milk for cheese. How much milk do we have at the moment? 700. So our dairy should be really busy. Actually, the question is, can it keep up? Look at how much milk it is in here. Might be that we're going to need a second dairy. Which will be good, because that means extra food again. And for the long-term solving of all of our food issues, this is good. So let's build another dairy. Let's move this up a bit so that we get that done faster. Another single cart parking is ready. Let's give it a cart and hook it up. There we go. Yeah, that's all good. Oh, this cart's already been made. So there's no queue in there. That's also good to see. We got some drops here and there. Oh, I'm already jealous. Another change. Market stalls and bench now come with a stone foundation. Probably more buildings that not had it before. So now easier to connect to the cobblestones. Oh, really? Do they come with a stone foundation? Okay. Depending maybe on where you place them, or... Let me just put a bench out here. Let's see. Doesn't really say it comes with a stone foundation, but... Also don't really see it with the marketplace, but... Ah, here you do see some stuff underneath it. I don't know. I don't know. That is because no one eats linseed for not medical reasons. Linseed, that is lijnzaad in Dutch, right? Because we use that. That's been used in a lot of products actually. In stuff like butter and all, they put linseed in. Small amounts, but they put it in. Yeah, deal. Deal. Let's just sell stuff. Vanut. Pigs, cows, and horses. Oh, we can buy some flour here. Let's do that. Deal. Okay. Well, that's good. This is good. Getting extra stuff in. They get visibly when you lay cobblestone close to them. Ah, okay. So then they change. Can you check, Cooper? Can you now also place a bench on a cobblestone area? Because that's kind of what I want. I want to be able to lay cobblestones and then put like a bench on over it, or a marketplace over it, so that you just place it on there. Is that possible? That would be my ultimate dream for the game, that we can do that stuff. And then maybe even put trees in, and that it will just make a little clearing. No, you cannot. Ah, that's pretty sad still. I really want that. Okay, thanks for checking though. Good to know that that's still not possible. Okay, it's July now, meaning that I think the ripening is starting. Yep, on some products the ripening is starting, so we should soon get a new harvest in. Which, before we get it in, let's check now the amounts of food that we have and how that is. We still have food in store, 38,000, so we didn't fully run out. Although we still have like half a month to go before the harvest starts, but we didn't fully run out of food, which is good. And we still have like 6,000 buckwheat in store. How much potatoes do we have now? We still have 17,000 potatoes in store. So with the buckwheat and potato, which is the main farm produce, we're good. We don't have to worry about that. It is just that we need to make more wheat and all that stuff to keep the variety going. And the most important one for that, of course, is the dried fruit at this point. We are starting to produce dried fruits now, which is great. That means that the orchards are working again. Yep, they're producing now. And next year, with the extra orchards, that should help get things under control for the food variety, and then we should be good with food. So we can also see there are no more food issues in town. Very helpful. Let me check the fishing spots for a second. Yeah, see, they go really far out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So they go really far out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 fishing places, which means 12 boats, and we already counted 14 places that they went to, and it's not even the end of the year. So a lot of people think if you build a fishery, they have 3 boats, so they will use 3 of those slots. But they will at least use 5 slots per fishery in the end, because they will go to different spots where there's actually still fish. So they will use more than just 3. Also, because there might be 3 boats, but there's 5 people working there on rotation. So they will use more spots to fish. So don't count like, oh, there's 3 boats, 3 spots. There's like 15 spots, so I can put down 5 of these Fishing docks. No, you will need more spots actually. So don't place too many or they will not be that productive. That's just a little free tip. Alright, another cart parking is ready. Let's hook that one up. And now all I want is the right trader to come in so that I can start buying some chickens. If you cobble the blue part of buildings, its foundation becomes cobbled. Oh, really? Cool. And does that go for every building now then? That wasn't in it a while ago. Okay, nice. Good to know. But yeah, like a square that I have here, you cannot build this with the cobblestones. Because you will get into trouble with all the benches. Or you just have to lay all these different patterns all the time with the cobblestones. That's why I really hope for a system where you know you can just place down a big area of cobblestones and then still put trees and stuff on it. But who knows? Maybe one day. I don't know. I don't know about the coding and all. So maybe I just want too much. But we'll see. Okay, harvest is starting at the moment. Or at least it should start now. Ooh, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Yep, let's go. Yep, there they go. They're now asking for people. They will now start to do the harvest. Let's see what comes from that. Should bring in good amounts of food. This one is now ready too. Let's also link that one to the smaller granary. We're getting some barley in here now. That's helpful. All of these have barley in them. Yes. So we have different types of food. Really have to make sure now, though, that we don't run out of those types of food, because then the chickens will starve. Be right back. Need to walk the dog. Ooh, well, have fun walking the dog. Always nice to do that. And then we'll see you soon. 2 more trees needs removal for this orchard, so that's very close. Ooh, and this one is now 2 years old, so next year really produce some stuff. What do we have here? Earthenwares, okay, different types of food and dried fruits. Okay, so this should handle this area. But once we start to expand it even further, we might need extra market stalls here. And some more foods. It is not so difficult now with the foundation to lay cobblestones around benches and get nice connected. Yeah, it will connect, but you just, especially now with only the 4 corners that you can do, it's a lot of work to lay the cobbles everywhere. So I'm really looking forward to the new system where you have multiple corners so that you can easily do a certain area and work around certain things. So I'm looking very much forward to that system. Because now with the 4 corner system, it's just harder to do an area like this and a lot more work. And I'm really not feeling like I should be putting in that amount of work right now. Which is maybe just me being lazy, but it is what it is. Let's see, these are all pretty big houses. I think the exit of this place is a bit in the way, but we can just go over here, leave a little opening there. Oh, here we get uneven terrain. Can we fix that with a bigger house? Nope. So it's not really going to be possible to build that. Is the crash still there where if you place a church, the game will crash? I haven't tried that in a while, and I also don't want to try it now on stream, but I hope they fixed that one. Well, should hold off a bit on getting too many houses going right now, because we are still trying to fix our food issues long term. So if we keep it like this, that might not work out. Alright, these are now out of milk. So yeah, milk is not that high now. But okay, we'll just use 2 dairies. That's okay. Message from Refa. Chickens! Deal. I want 27 chickens. Let's sell some lime. That's fine. Ooh, do we have salt again? Oh, a little bit. Just not going to sell it yet. Another good idea might be to get another smaller granary here for the milk, so that we can store all the milk there, and transportation will go with the granary. And then the people from the dairy just have to pick it up from the granary and not from all the different spots. Also over here, because of course the sheep also produce milk. How are these doing? Well, these can hire plenty of people. Lots of fields are already harvested. This one's hiring a lot of people. This one is okay. It can hire a few people. This one has a few less people to hire, but it will be fine. This one is okay with hiring. This one is okay with okay, so all the farms have plenty of time to get all the stuff in. That's not a problem anymore. Already built 3 houses here. Nice. KFC incoming. Ooh, nice. You enjoy that. It was a sign for all us blasphemers. The church will not tolerate being erased. Probably. I mean, it could be a way to prevent people from using that little cheat where you place the church to flatten the land. So just code in that every time people do that with the church will be, the game will crash. But if you arrange the stones in a triangular pattern, you can cover curved areas by placing 2 points along the same straight line. You can lay stones in. Ah, yeah, well, you know. Know what your game? I don't eat that junk. Yeah, I already thought that it would not be your kind of thing to order that stuff, but you know, sometimes you can still surprise me. So I was like, okay, you're gonna get some of that stuff. That's nice. But I'm happy to hear that you're not eating that stuff. We don't either. But yeah, we can get some. But then we're not gonna make KFC. We're gonna make proper chicken meat and all. We're not gonna get that stuff out into the ground. So I don't want to put chicken in a deep fryer. These people know how to make it, I guess. Ooh, reforestation area just started. Meaning that we have to tell them that they can now start to plant these. And yeah, we don't allow chopping there. They can now start to replant this one. And they can start chopping in this one if they have to. So good to see that we found that out in time. Let's check this one. Is this still working out? They're chopping this one. This one is growing, and this one was just a little bit crazy. But that'll be fixed anytime later. Okay. Let's go to the next. Yeah, this one is... Oh, this one is just taking care of this area, which is good. Getting more and more cleaned up. This one is doing the same out here. Getting rid of these trees, which is nice. And this one is doing that out here. Perfect. This one now just needs to be built, so let's get it in. And how are we doing? No more food issues for a bit. They might come back though. The variety issues, because we still did not really increase the amounts of stuff that we have in variety. I'm still waiting on these dried fruits to come in. I have 8 fresh drumsticks lying around here. Going to throw them at the grill now for a snack. Nice, you do that. That's already better. The dip frying was considered flex. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. You don't. We should just stop deep frying a lot of stuff. Just properly cook it. An ox died of old age. Now, I may have... we didn't do this one. So there's plenty of bulls here. So this manager, as soon as she is in, can start to replace that bull with another one. That's why we're not touching this yet, because we want to keep all these bulls in for replacements. Which is good. This one will not work for a little bit now, but that should be fixed soon. So not too much of an issue there. Let me check. Drinking water, 41,000. That's okay. We check the hay. It is 93,000. So that is also okay. So we don't have to worry about that. I like that. And apparently, if we take a look at the food, going quite well. Last year we produced 195,000. So far we've produced 142,000. And if we take a look at the buckwheat, look at how much we are producing already. Not a good year, although there's still a lot to be incoming. Same for the potatoes. So yeah, let's keep the food inbound. Did you see the videos I put up in Discord the Dutch guy had done after move to Sweden? I haven't checked the Discord, sorry. That's one of the things that's on my list for tomorrow. Since, of course, Monday evening, little one is sick. And today's actually the first day that things are really getting a bit better. So she actually was quite active today. She Like yesterday, she was still laying on the couch a lot and just chilling and stuff, which is okay. But then you are attentive to her. And now today she actually had some energy to do stuff. So we invested a lot of time in keeping her busy and doing stuff with her. So didn't really check anything today. But hopefully tomorrow I do have some serious time for that stuff. And then I will check that. Also, we'll check Gordon's coin collection and things like that. You know, priorities every now and then. And, well, you know, little one is a priority. Flex as in showing off your wealth by wasting food, oil in this instance, or using unnecessary cutlery, like special spoon for serving tomatoes only. Ah! So people used it as a way to show off. Well, I guess it's a better way to show off than people buying expensive cars and stuff like that. But it's weird. Alright, let's get some more apples and tell them to hire some ladies to plant them. Then we'll get them all out again. I hope they can hire. They should be able to, but we do have some houses here now. And then I guess this is also going to be an area where we can still expand again. So let's start working on that actually. We can keep the street out here. Just as it is. That's the wrong button. I needed to go over here. Other way around, please. Okay, so this one's going to be a tough one. So this one will be slightly wider. There we go. 5 more houses. Then let's just do kind of the same. So we'll start out here. We'll go to the back and to the front. And then this way we create kind of the same block of houses with manual gardens that we still have to decorate then. But I think in the end this area will look pretty nice. It'll look like, I guess like a Dutch Phoenix area, where things just look the same. Still nice, a bit spacious. Everybody has a garden and all, but everything looks the same, and it'll be a little bit like that. Okay, let's give them already some trees here and there. Should also use different trees, so not just all maple trees. Ooh, what do we get here? Let's sell some lime. Let's buy some more wheat. Let's buy hemp. It's quite a bit of hemp, but then we can make more clothing to sell, which is only good. Glad the little one is on the mend. Yeah, she's doing better and better. Today she actually already asked, like, can I play outside for a little bit? So in total she has been outside really actively playing with friends. Well, not really actively playing, but like outside with 2 friends in the playground that we have, you know, just talking a bit and chatting and being outdoors, which is great. And we really are happy that we could do that. But then I have her just check in like every half an hour to see how she's doing, how her eyes are standing, and if things are still really good. So I let her stay outside for another half an hour. And then I could really see that she was getting tired of it. Or from it. Then of course she didn't want to get in. So then I let her talk in the front yard for another 15 minutes, but just sit there and talk with her friends. And then she really had to come in to take a rest and not tire herself out too much. Because now that she's doing better, we don't want to ruin that by letting her do too much. Alright, there we go. That should be another little area. I think another thing to do is place something of a well out here. Or maybe even 2, just as extra water sources. Making sure that everybody here has a drink every now and then. Ah, yeah, this was the one going to be for the milk. And maybe the cheese. No, just the milk. We'll just put the milk in here. But yeah, the good thing with little one is that if you talk to her and you explain, like, you know, you can play outside for a bit. You're feeling a little bit better. She didn't have a fever today. You can play outside, but just check in every half an hour. Come see how you are, and then we'll decide every time whether you can still go outside or you have to come in again and stuff like that. Then she'll just understand it, and she'll be like, okay, we'll do that. And then she'll be there, like, after half an hour she'll come in and she'll be like, okay, so here I am. I'm feeling okay. Can I still go? And then the second time when I was like, you're getting a bit tired, she was like, yeah, I am actually. So yeah, let me come inside. And you know what? Let's keep this for a bit until we get the number of hatchlings up. And then we just do 15, 15 to the next, and then so on and so on. You have Merefa trade at your place now. Did you buy chickens? Yes, we have our first set of chickens. I can only buy 4 now. So here's our first chickens. Chickens and a few hatchlings. So we're also getting the first eggs now, which is great. And now we'll slowly start to fill out all the places, which is nice. We can sell a little bit of sunflower oil actually here. Salt is building up again now, so that's great. I'm going to put in another 1,000 salt here again. Took out the salt a while ago because we weren't producing enough, but then we also expanded the salt works, I believe. Yeah, we got 2 extra salt works here, which is doing very well. So I think we can sell another batch of salt again. So let's sell 1,000 salt, make that tiny bit of extra money. Deal. Drumsticks are ready in an hour. Nice, nice, nice. Something to look forward to then. It's nice she doesn't fight you on it and that she thinks pretty logically. Well, you know, she will argue sometimes with us, and I encourage that. So I have an idea about something, and if she has a different idea, then I encourage her to share it, and then we'll talk about it. And we've had a few times where I was like, okay, you know what? You get your way, and we'll see how it goes. And then sometimes it goes well, and sometimes things go wrong, or things that you warned her for. But, you know, they also have to experience that sometimes. So it doesn't always have to go our way. Of course, in this case, you know, where she has been sick and still is not fully recovered. I mean, she still can't talk normally. She's only talking like this. So, you know, then it's more a case of us choosing for her health, and she just has to listen. But we still then, you know, still try to explain stuff, see if she understands and if things will be okay without us telling her what to do. And usually that works. And if it doesn't, well, then in the end, I would make the call to tell her, you know, in this case, you're going to just stay here and be inside. But usually she's all fine with it. If you explain it, she'll be like, yeah, probably the better option, and it's okay, and she'll just do it. Of course, once she'll reach puberty, that probably changes. But hopefully we've learned her some things so that she can then make some good choices herself. You know, it is what it is. But it's all good, and even if she fights us with it, which she rarely does, but even, well, let's say she argues with us, then I just encourage it, you know. It's good. It's good. Have your own voice, have your own opinion, share it with us, and then we will see what comes from it. And sometimes she gets her way, and usually we get our way because she just listens. So, and sometimes it's just a learning experience for her, doing her own thing and then finding out that her crazy old dad was still right. Hey, thank you, Roadhog. Thank you so much. We'll do that. We'll go out with her tomorrow, buy her a little ice cream. We actually, she has a throat issue and she couldn't really swallow very well, so drinking was a bit of a problem because it hurted her. So we got those like water ice creams, which really helped to get fluids in. So she has been getting those, but I think tomorrow we can buy her a very nice ice cream. So yeah, we'll see. Thanks a lot on behalf of little one. We'll spend it on her. That's a great way. It's also my husband's approach. He encourages free thinking, but always explains things. Well, that's my main thing. So from whenever she was born, I started explaining stuff. And I also, I always talk normal to her, full sentences. Like when she was only 2 or something like that, you know, they understand you. If you talk to them, they know that you're talking to them, but they cannot really respond a lot. Then I was always explaining things calmly in full sentences and all. And it really works. And she knows that when I explain something, there's a good chance that I'm right, because we found that out a long time ago. That she found out that I usually am right. At least that's what I think. So yeah, that's also good. That helps. So she knows that I'm not talking crap or anything, or making up stuff because I just want her to do what I want. We just explain things, and if she wants, we let her make mistakes. It's your mistake, so we'll figure it out, and then afterwards, we'll just fix it again after something went wrong, and sometimes it hurts, you know, when something breaks or whatever, and we warned her for it. But yeah, that's a good lesson. I think nowadays too many kids don't really have the option to learn a lot of lessons because a lot of stuff is taken away from them out of protection and out of making sure that they do not get harmed and stuff. So we try to let her go as much as we can so that she can make her own mistakes, and we'll just be there to fix things up afterwards and help her, or usually help her to fix things up. That's basically it. Happy birthday to little one. Oh, well, it's not her birthday, but she's getting well from better from her sickness again. Her birthday was in April, but thanks anyway. Hi guys. Hi Julie. Enjoy your dinner. Have a good one. Thanks so much for popping in, and hope you can have a nice and peaceful dinner with me talking. I will not start shouting in the chat so that you don't get all startled while eating your dinner. Let me go to the trading post because we're going to up the amount of clothing that we'll put in so that we can sell more clothing at the same time, since we have a lot now. That Kachi, yeah, that still doesn't have extra chickens. Then happy unbirthday. That's a good one. Experience is the best teacher. Yep. Although I hope there's some things she doesn't have to experience and will still learn from it. But yeah, it usually is the best teacher. That's definitely true. Alright, all the fruit trees are planted, so these can come out now for 2 years. And these two will bear fruit next year. This one probably not, but we'll see. What do you get when you cross a chicken and an owl? Oh boy. I thought you were gonna say that, but then it can turn 180 degrees, but no, this is also something. Alright, this farm is completely filled up on stuff, meaning that not everything can be taken from the fields, which is a problem, because now it's almost winter and not everything is taken off. Especially the hemp. Now, of course, we did buy a lot of hemp, so that might be part of the issue. This is where the clothing industry is. Might just need another storage for this then. We do have space for it. Just to make sure that we can really store all the hemp all the time. So let's build an extra storage here. Just for the extra hemp. Will mean that it will go to waste for this year, but that's okay. It's not the biggest issue, especially since it's hemp. But yeah, these are doing quite good. This is filled up with wheat, so that works. No food issues at the moment. Let's check now, because it's now almost the end of the year. I think all the food is in now. So we should be able to see. Yeah, we produced about the same amount of food as last year. Still producing little bits, I think, because we are still thrashing and all that stuff. But I kind of want to produce a bit more food. Although we do see that stored amounts of food go up each year now. So we are on the right track. Just have to get the variety right. First, I thought it would be a hootie clucker. Oh boy. Next two houses get built here. No plot for burial again. Alright, well, we need to make another site at the Church of the Holy Oak. Luckily we can do that. Oh, there's already a site here and there. Let's make one right here then. Oops. Going a bit too far down. I don't want to use the mass one. It's a bit too big for me. Alright, let's make a few more spots here. Okay. Can we already find... Oh, yeah, here's another nice spot. I have to think a little bit bigger now. I think one thing that is... I don't know how it works in history in Ukraine, but maybe Vladimir, maybe you know. Of course, when you bury bodies in the ground, they will decay after a while. What is the practice in Ukraine with that? Like right now in this game, even if you play the game for like hundreds of years, graves will never go away. They will never be emptied out. Is that historically accurate, or is it also that in areas like this, when a grave was like, when somebody died 50 years ago, then they would clean out a grave and use it again so that you don't have to... Like, if we play this town for a long time, you usually end up with 3 very big graveyards, which are all filled up. And I think it would be nice, especially area-wise, if we could get an option that at some point a grave will be decaying, so it will just be free again and somebody else can be buried there. But do you have any knowledge about that, Vladimir? How did that go back in the day? Do you know that? Okay, well, this farm is still filled up. Lots and lots of hemp, foods. I do like it. It's nice. Yeah, we'll just wait. This might also need a water source. Let's give these some decoration. That's the fence poles, like these, I think. Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Okay. So then we can fence this off a bit. I always like to fence these off slightly. I think that just makes it look that tiny little bit better. Now maybe we can put a bench here for change, so that people can also sit here for a little bit. And then we slightly change up the well area for a change. Whoa, people immediately come to sit there. Don't I have placed benches here? Oh, there are a few benches, but not too many. Maybe it's time to give these people a few extra benches around. And maybe a few trees as well. Okay, there we go. Yeah, looks better. 2, 4, 6 more houses inbound. We got a well in. Let's put that in there. Although I think should have plenty of water around. But let's check water supply for the citizens. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Okay, yep, that's all good. Out here we see differences. This area, this has okay. This is little, but then here's a lot again. So they're probably just using the same well all the time. And when they really have to, they can just walk slightly further and pick another well. So there is plenty of water around. And this area has only 2 wells now. This actually didn't have any. So it's good that we got these 2 now. Might have to take that into account and maybe get a few extra wells in this area soon. So that's why I like to use those overlays sometimes. They can be quite handy. Do we still have some meat? Nope. Ah, but that's okay. Until burial marker was intact, no one touched the grave. If the burial marker decayed or was destroyed by a felled tree, for example, if there were no one to replace it, remains were dug out and buried in a mass burial place. Ah, yes. Okay, okay. So I guess most graves could just last for like 100, 150 years easily, as long as the marker didn't go to waste. Okay. Well, thanks. That's helpful. So I guess what we see in the game is pretty accurate, although maybe you should see a stone here and there every now and then decay so that you can have another space again. Time to hydrate myself. Oh, you're going to drink water, Rodok? Wow. Good call though, so now I have some water too. Oh, always forget to drink when I stream. Already an hour in it, so I really needed a drink. How are the sheepies? Well, they're doing pretty okay. No ram to slaughter here. We do have some rams that grew up in this one, though. So, plenty of rams to slaughter out here. And, yep, here we have a few too. 10 months old. Yeah, by the time that one is slaughtered, it's okay. They're still slaughtering here, so they didn't even slaughter all the rams yet. That's how many we sometimes put on the slaughter list. But there they go. The yellow foamy kind. Well, you enjoy that. You enjoy that. Here we have a bull to slaughter. Here we have 2 bulls to slaughter. Yep, that's 1. Probably best. Here's 1, 2. None. Here is, oh, a few actually. 1, 2, 3. And then this one we leave because these need to be for the replacements. People got married. Somebody vacated a home. Village house was built. Child born. Oh, lots of stuff happening in town. We don't need to buy anything in this game because this is the indefinite map. That's good news. Let me quickly check this. Here we go. Yep, since I love you all so much, there we go. Yeah, these will be producing for a while, so we get some good amounts of salt out of that. This farm is doing great. Still has lots of food in it. Now we can clearly see last year how we did on the food. And we actually produced more food. We went from 195,000 to 211,000. So we did produce more food. That's the good news. We're also selling more to the villagers. So have to keep that in mind. The amount that we spend stays pretty much the same. But it's good. I like that we get more and more food going. But yeah, I was afraid of little food issues. Now, this might just be because they got married and they now still have to buy everything. See, now it's gone already. But in the end, at the end of this year, we should have 2 extra orchards producing dried fruit. And that should really make the difference. I do have to set them all up to be like this, though. So that they will all get the 5 workers in that they need. And congratulations to Kazan, Model Maker, Remember Life, FCFC No, and Ethan Borsboom. You got a free gifted membership. Hope you really enjoy. Let's check. Hemp, 25,000. So my clothing makers can be busy for a bit. I actually think that we have so much clothing now. To find a new area that they, oh yeah, they can still produce a bit. Okay, that's at least the good news. I was afraid that they might not be able to produce any, and that they would just be, oh, are we out of threads? Yes. Okay, that's not good news. I think we need an extra weaver to fill the needs of all the threads. Weaver can be built on water. Oh, really? What a surprise. You know what? Let's change the fencing out here. Weaver. Can also do it a bit like this so that we save some space. We'll build a weaver like this. I will give it a cart. Then we leave this as an open space too. But this will then be the place where we will set it to just make threads. That's probably the best. I heard not Ethan Borsboom, but Ethan Borsborn. Well, Borsboom is actually a Dutch last name. At least it sounds like that. So But yeah, it might be my pronunciation in combination with a foreign word for you that makes it sound so different. Alright, here comes the stuff. Just need some extra nails. How are we with nails at the moment? 600. Okay. Not too many nails. Let's just buy some so we don't have to produce that many. Let's sell some extra clothing. Let's sell a little bit of sunflower oil. And yeah. The house almost has everything, so they should all be coming in to build this house. It's already February again, so we're gonna get into a new year. This situation is called egg corn. Oh, really? They have a name for that? Oh, they probably have names for everything, so... Interesting. I don't know, there may be languages where they don't have words for stuff like this. I learned today that in Dutch we have approximately 350,000 different words. And in English there's like 500,000 different words. But Spanish has only 93,000 different words. So there must be words for stuff that the Dutch and the British have a word for and the Spanish don't. So that's interesting. Let's see, Weaver, there he comes. Then we'll have to set it up to just produce the threads. Do we have a surplus of cloth? No, we're probably also... Yeah, see, textile. We also have no surplus of textile. So we can just let it make both. That wouldn't hurt. But nah, the focus should be on threads for now, because that's just slowing down the whole production of a lot of other clothing as well. So just produce threads for me, please. They need hemp or flax, so they can get both. That's fine. And then they can start to produce lots and lots of threads. That's also helpful for the fisheries, because they need threads enough to make the nets. Now, they do have threads, so that's the good news. First, you're doing it wrong. Hey, Cirrus, good to see you. How are you doing? How's the family? How are the cats? Okay, we're gonna get the single cart parking in. Just need a little bit more wood. This is all filled up. This is good. They're really starting to work on the trees here, but not too fast. So we really have plenty of wood for a bit now. This one might now be full, almost full, yep. Let's get this up to 14 and this up to 15. And then we're going to relocate it over there. And yep, now they can both start to reproduce again. Which is exactly what we want, so that we get extra chicken meat, chicken eggs, and soon enough we get all of these filled. I think that'll be the best. Yeah, let's go over here for this cart parking. Everything is in now, so they should be building it. But yeah, this one guy can probably finish it. There it is. Welcome back, Gamer Mama. Hope you enjoyed walking the dog. Okay, they're making threads now. That's going well. And last house in this little area is built now. So now we're going to get that extra warehouse to store... extra hemp, because we need it in this area. We also have too much flax to store? Probably not. Yeah, hemp is full. Flax is not full yet, although there's more flax inbound. We still have flax laying around. 2,000. No, so this is all the flax. Okay. So the flax can be stored in there. That's okay. Although we could just set this one up for like 7,500 hemp and 2,500 flax, just in case we get more flax too. It is from one article in the Times where an old lady land was littered with acorns. You know, those egg-shaped corns from which oaks grow. Ah, interesting. Cool. Doing well. Hope you lot are good. Yeah, we are okay. Little one was a bit sick, but she's getting better and better now. So she's all good. And I bet she's asleep now. And then tomorrow, hopefully, another step forward. And then it should all be fine. Had a great walk. I saw 3 red deer on my walk. Ooh, cool. That's very nice. Messenger from Barvin Cove. Nothing need to buy. Nothing we have to sell. So, we're all good. No worries there. Getting very close to 1,400 people now. I like that. Do we already have... No, we have no threats in store yet. But we should see the amount of threats being produced. QRST. We should soon see the amount of threats go up. So we produced 11,500 last year and they were all used. And it's just a matter of that going up now soon. Okay, let's put in hemp here. We'll do 8,000. And then just in case also leave some room for a bit of flax. Because in that case... we can empty out more farms and they can bring in more harvest. Because this one still has a lot of hemp in here. That could not be stored. This one has hemp in it. This one has hemp in it. See, so we have a lot of hemp that couldn't be stored. We also bought a lot of hemp last time. And, ooh, we bought over 22,000, I believe. Let me check quickly. We should be able to see that. See, we imported over 10,000. Oh, last year we imported almost 40,000 hemp. So, yeah, that's why it's a bit full in town with hemp. So we might just skip importing hemp for a little bit until it's all processed. But that's at least good news because that means we get a lot of clothing. We have 2,600 in store now, but I think we should be producing good amounts. And we still have 2,000 in here as well in the trading post. So we have good numbers. I like it. The 15th. Ooh, then comes Sparta posts. We're going Hollybobs tomorrow's coming back the 14th. Ah, you're going on holiday. Nice. Spike is at my mom's. Ooh, cool. They are cheap now. They have hit a friend and have died and started to smell and I cannot find it. Nice. Nothing worse than that smell. You have to air the place out and close all the doors so the stank builds up in one room. Ooh, nice. I have only one room. Yeah, then it's a bit hard. Okay, we have nothing in the build queue again. Our builder teams are relatively quickly. Let's expand at least this row of houses for a little bit. So that we get this out of the way and done. I think that's good. Alright, there we go. So does anybody have some nice plans for this week? Of course, the next couple of days, we're still going to check in with little one, see how things go. If she's getting better and better, then one of these days we might go to the local museum with her. We also had planned a trip to the zoo on Thursday with my parents and wifey little one and I. But it's going to get like 33, 34 degrees and my mother, for instance, isn't very good with the heat. So we skipped that. We're going to do that on a later date when it's not so warm. So that's not going to go through, but might be a day this week, I think, where wifey will go to the beach again with little one. So they'll have a good time over there. So we'll just be doing some activities with little one. It's exactly the middle of our holiday right now. So we had the first 3 weeks. They flew by. They went really nice. And now we have another 3 weeks. And then it's back to school. She's already looking forward to it. She's already wanting to go back to school. And we're just happy with that because, you know, better have a kid that's happy to go to school than something else. Alright, we have only 2 wagon sheds. I want to expand that. So let's go with that. Now these need hay. We have hay barracks over there. They are good enough. So let's build another wagon shed here. They are just for general use. So having that over here is good. Quickly check where the water supply is. Over there. So we might as well create a water supply here. Or both of these wagon sheds. Probably build that first. But then at least we can get a few extra wagons. They're really helpful for getting all the goods around town. You can see that they're all in use, so they need them. I suspect it's under the fridge, so I can't get to it. I just have to hope it dries up quickly. Yep, apparently. Ours have been off a weekish. 5 more to go. Ooh, another 5 weeks. Nice! No, just another 3 weeks and then she goes back to school. So that's good. And, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Should all be nice. And of course, we're ever so slowly still working on our moving plan. So plenty to do. Messenger from there, Kachi. Actually, this Friday, a real estate person came over to have a first chat with us. So they know what we, you know, you do a walkthrough through your house and stuff. They go check things up and they explain what they can do for you in case we're going to sell the house. And they're now going to make us an offer for it. Not an offer for the house, but they're going to give you like a decent price for the house, what they think you can get out of it if you sell it, and they're going to make an offer for us, like if they are going to sell it for us, what's that going to cost us and what they're offering for that and stuff like that. And then once we know exactly what our house is worth, because that's what they can tell you, then we're going to have a few other talks with other real estate agents to see which one we're actually going to choose to sell our house. And then things might get moving a little bit faster, so we'll see what comes from it, but we have good hopes that a year from now we are actually living in another house. So we'll see. I don't know why, but here school is starting in the middle of this week. Ooh, okay. Well, it's already almost half August now, so it's actually not that weird. I mean, it's July is already the 7th month, and August is the 8th month, of course. So it's not that weird to start half August. This year we are kind of late, starting the end of August. There are other areas in the country that already will go to school in. I think we are the last, actually, so there might be areas that already go to school next week or the week after. It differs in our country. Not all the country has the same holidays at the same time, so... Well, you know, a Dutch kid that goes to school, to primary school, has like 12 weeks of holiday a year, which is, I think, quite a lot, so... If it was up to me, they would cut down a bit on the holidays. I mean, it's weird that it begins in the middle of the week instead of at the beginning. That is actually weird. Yeah, that is really weird. Sorry, I misunderstood. But yeah, that is quite weird. Why start in the middle of the week and not, you know, just a kind of more regular day? All right, we have a store in here. We haven't filled it up yet, so let's go do that. Let's see all the different types of food we have. We also should have some apples, so we can do that. Chicken, eggs, chicken meat. Should not forget, of course, the potatoes and the flour. Oh, and dried fish and dried fruit. Well, then we are there. Yep, there we go. That should be it. And now it is getting filled up. Okay, nice, nice, nice. We were the first this year. Ah, you guys were the first. Okay. I think ours is about 12 to 14 weeks with Mrs. Teacher, so I get her too. Nice. Here they all go in on the 1st September, left over from times where school was handled by church. Ah, okay. We have an arch on that side, so now let's get an arch on this side, just to have an extra entrance. And then it's time to start closing the area, because this is the last straight house. Here we do another corner, and then we're going to close this off. And then this whole area should be kind of done soon. And then we have a very big row house area that's completely enclosed. That kind of was the goal, so I think that's pretty nice if it really works out the way as intended. So we'll see. There we go. Still have 2 weeks vacation. Okay, 2 more weeks and then go back to school. How long is USA summer holidays? Bloody agent, isn't it? I don't know. I bet Patmos didn't complain about long holidays when he was a teacher. True, I didn't complain about them. But I would use a lot of my holidays just to work. So, in the summer... any case, in summer holiday, the kids have 6 weeks. I think 7 weeks when they're in middle school or in high school or whatever you call it. Because they usually are done a bit earlier than the primary school kids. But that's a week that we were still fully working. And usually the week after I also had to do some stuff. And a week before school started, I would already have a full week of work. So I would usually have 4, sometimes 5 weeks of summer holiday. And then during the Christmas break, which is 2 weeks, I always just worked. Not in the actual school, but I had to do a lot of preparations for the second half of the year, especially for the senior years that had to go into their exams later in the year. I never complained about the holidays, although I always thought it was a bit much. We always had many holidays. But I always did a lot of work in those holidays. I wasn't going to waste my time. Be glad when the little cherubs bugger off back to school when the crime rate will go down. I hope mine is not contributing to the crime rate yet, but no promises. Okay, see, there we go with the food issues again. It is the variety issue. Or it should be the variety issue. See, these have 2 types of food. It's just that they cannot get the variety, although we do have dried fish in here. We do have a little bit of cheese in there. We have a little bit of flour, but it's the variety issue again. And especially the dried fruits can fix that once we start to get the extra orchards producing. Because I think, yeah, we're out of dried fruits again, which is the main issue. So you can also see the difference. One year we had 11,000 in store, and the next year only 3,000. So we had a very big deficit. Now these 2 will start to produce this year. And let's see, we had 4 producing last year. Let's just do the math here. Last year we produced 12,500. Sometimes we produced 13,000. And we had years where we produced 16,000. But let's just take an average year, 13,000. That means that one orchard will produce about 2,500 dried fruits. So these 2 will produce another 5,000 dried fruits. Then this one will come into play next year. That's another 2,500. So these 3 together will produce 7,500, which should deal with the variety issue. We also still have plenty of wheat. So we might just get extra windmills and start to solve that problem that way. Could place them in the middle here, but I don't know what the effect will be on the productivity. But I think it looks cool, so let's just do that. Let's just put them in here and see what happens. But yeah, this could help to get a bit of extra flour. We already got the extra dairy for a bit of extra cheese. And it works out in terms of the milk gets in, so that's good. But yeah, with a no garden town, it's going to be quite tough to provide them with all the foods. If we don't want to buy too much. Of course, I do buy every now and then, but I try to minimize that as much as possible, which is why we run into issues sometimes. Although most of the issues are now gone. It's on the outskirts here. So it might also just be a transportation issue, that we don't get the right foods out here in time. Probably add a bit of cheese here so that they can bring some cheese in. And then, yeah. It'll work out. It'll work out. For teachers, actually holidays were approximately 3 to 4 weeks per year. Well, at some point I did a calculation when I was a teacher, because I was like, how can we have so much holidays and all? But if you count, like, as a teacher, I was in school usually around 8, and I went home at 5. And then I made those long days because I didn't want to do too much at home. There's also teachers that get in at like 8:30 and leave at 3:30. But then they still have more to do at home. But I didn't have to do that much at home. But still, I counted the hours that I worked at home. And kind of the hours that I worked on a day. And then did a calculation for... with the holidays that we have. And then in the end, I ended up with like 4 to 5 weeks of holiday. Because yes, we got a lot of school holidays. But a normal work day would be very long, because you have to teach all day, and then you get home, or I stayed a bit longer in school. You have to prepare for the next day. There's a lot of tests that you have to correct all the time, which is a lot of extra work. Like if I would give one test to a class, it would take me at least 1.5 hours to correct it, depending on the grade and stuff like that. It could be longer or a little bit shorter. So if you did 3 tests, you would already have like another 4.5 hours of work just correcting the test. And you have to put in all the grades into the system and stuff like that. So there's a lot of administration that comes in it that you have to do in like evening hours and stuff, or in the weekends. So when I did the whole calculation, in the end, I ended up with like 4 or 5 weeks holiday. And still no complaints, because it's one of the best jobs in the world being a teacher. It's amazing. It's so cool. So I never really complained about it. But people do forget about all the extra work that you have to be doing in terms of getting stuff in. You know, every time you have a talk with a student that is somehow significant to their well-being or whatever, you have to all write it up, put a report in with dates and stuff. There's a lot of times you have to call parents, or they call you, or you have to email and stuff like that. So there's quite a bit more to it than just, you know, getting into the building, giving a class, going home again, and then the next day you have to go to work again. Every single lesson that you give, you also have to prepare and stuff, so. But again, absolutely no complaints. It's a most amazing job, and it's great. Alright, we're getting in with the numbers here. We can see we have a lot of chickens in here now, so we can relocate some more to the next. Not really have the hatchlings to... but these hatchlings all became chickens probably, so that's why. But here we go, more chickens in that one too now. So we should see an increase slowly in chicken eggs and chicken meat. We haven't produced that many chicken eggs yet. We haven't produced any chicken meat yet. But last year we produced 245 over the whole year. Now we're not even halfway in, and we have already almost produced as many. So that will pick up. My nephew was driving me crazy when his juveniles came back with everything I said, so I pushed him into the campfire, roasted. Oh wow, my hobby also was working since he was a kid. He wanted to earn his own money since he didn't get an allowance. My eldest is also pretty entrepreneurial in nature. Oh, good. Our teachers have teacher training days, no idea why. Yeah, we had those too. Those were a waste of time. I stopped attending them at some point because then we would have a school-wide... schooling for all the teachers. That means that all the students would be home that day. We had a school with 1,200 kids, meaning that 1,200 kids, each of those kids would have either 6 or 7 hours of teaching that day that would not come through. So if you just take 6 hours of teaching for every kid, that is more than 6,000 hours of teaching just gone. Well, if you want to do that, then that teaching for the teachers has to be really valuable, because otherwise there's no reason why you would do that. And usually those classes that we had to follow were rubbish. So at some point I just stopped following those, to the agony of my manager. But you know, why would I follow those? I'd rather teach. Way more useful. And of course, if I miss any chats, I'm very sorry. Just tag my name and I'll try to read them again, or, you know, repeat your sentence. But I do miss stuff sometimes. Every sneeze must be documented. Exactly. What did you teach? I thought, my original background is geography, but I also did history. I was a tutor or a mentor or whatever you call that. In our school, it worked in a way that for each year you had teams, a different team of teachers that was kind of responsible for that year. I was usually in the year 1 section, and I've been the head of that for like 6 years. So then we had meetings every week and stuff like that. I had to prepare for those and got it all in. Usually when we had new teachers coming in that will also be tutoring children, then I had to lead them and had to teach them how to do that and stuff like that. So that's also stuff that I did. And every new kid that came into school, we had a selection committee with me and one other teacher, and we were checking every application, going to schools, talking about the kids that were applying for us, like what are their special needs, what do they want, do they have like a history of bullying and stuff like that. So that's also what I did. Okay, so we're getting there with the chickens ever so slow. Row houses always take a long time, but we're getting in one, so that's good. But here it comes along nicely. And then it will be 5 more row houses to close this off. And then we have the enclosed area. Hey, Wrinkled Egg! Good to see you. How are you doing? Jesus, rich and fascinating history. Yep, very true. And very different per country and per region and stuff. So there's a lot of history there. Very nice. History geography is what my hobby and has gotten his teaching degree in. It's sad that things didn't work out for him getting into the education system, but it's messed up here now. Well, you guys have a completely different education system than we have in the Netherlands. If he would have his degree here, he would have hardly any problems finding a good job and being a teacher. So you can always consider coming here. There's more and more Americans coming here. A lot of professors from all the big universities are applying for the Netherlands to come here and finish all of their studying and stuff out here. Out of the hospital yet? Yes, but still useless. Well, you know, it's good to hear that you're out of the hospital. I mean, that's a step forward, but still you cannot do much. That's kind of sad, but I guess you have to really take your time for it. So please be sure to really take your time for it. There's no sense in rushing it. Although I guess it might feel not so nice being home, not being able to do much. But, you know, just take your time. You'll get there, I believe that. Okay, here we go. Let's at least... No. Oh, it can still change the roofings, but it's always hard to see which roof you already have, so... let's attach it so that it's properly attached. There we go. 2 more row houses. Ooh, one of the windmills is ready. Let's go to this one. Apply to all and apply to all. So this one will now get to work. That should lead to extra flour. I was teaching world history and history of Ukraine for 6th and 7th grade, from prehistorics to the great geographic explorations. Ooh, nice, nice. My daughter has 1 year left at uni for primary teaching. Oh, cool. So she soon will be a primary teacher. Great. Would we have to learn Dutch? Well, actually, we do have quite a few international schools in the Netherlands. You have to go to the big cities like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and stuff like that. But there's actually international schools for expats. You can... That's actually schools that are usually in English. So even that could be a possibility. But you probably have to check for a job opening and then apply for it. And when you get it, you can move to the Netherlands and you can just work there. Those are... It's not like there's hundreds of schools like that over here, so that there will always be a job. So that might be a bit tough. But if there's an opening and you apply for it and you get the job, then of course you can come here and you can teach that in English. Otherwise, yes, it would be preferred to learn Dutch. Yes. I think the students will be really happy if you do that. Have a carrot friend instead. Carrots for the win. I love carrots. Hello, Rampant Carrot. Welcome in. How are you doing today? I learned to stay away from last year in elementary school. Imagine if we moved there. Well, yeah, welcome. Why not? It's a nice country. Yep, another single cart parking. Come on, build me a cart. There we go. Let's hook it up. Already filled up, so it's gonna produce more wheat. Oh, more flour. It's using the wheat. New family settling in town. We linked the cart parking. That's good. Okay, this farm is now empty, so that worked. This farm is empty. This one is empty. This one still has a little bit of linseed in it, so the chickens can have some more food. This one is empty, and this one is empty. Okay, so all farms are now emptied up, which is good for the hemp. We are already down to 7,000 hemp now. But it's okay. I don't really see us getting a lot more clothing in at the moment. A bit worried about that. Yeah, they do produce clothing, but also not that fast. We do need more textiles as well. But I guess since we have a shortage of threads, it might just not go so fast. But now we have 20 threads actually in store, 30. So this one is really helping out making tons of threads. And I guess as soon as our shoemakers... Where are my shoes? Here's my shoemakers. If they stop producing... See, these are completely filled up. So these stop producing. And that's kind of good, because that means they won't use any more threads and stuff. Although I would rather sell a bit more shoes then, though. Yeah, we have nothing to gain from that. So let's leave it at this. Well, it's interesting. Let's keep our eyes on it. But it looks like the thread production is really catching up now. We have 200 threads in the store now, so that is working out. Okay. So we should soon see an increase in clothing production as well then. Which is kind of the good news. Okay, perfect. Another new family settling in town. Ooh, yep. Let's check here. Come on. We're building this row house now. Let me check the water supply here, because with... Oh, that's the wrong button. With the water, with the row houses, you get so many people in. You usually need quite a bit more water. See, these are all below 100, meaning that nobody can pick up water right now. So let's start adding a few wells in this area. Now, I usually like to keep them a bit in the corner so that they won't stand out too much. Of course, that's where they have a walk through, so that's not really easy to place a well. There, need to remove one tree. Yeah, that's not also not really what I want. Here we also have to remove trees, so that's not gonna work. Here we can place another well. Just have to place a few wells here and there. Now we also have to do trees and all, but I'm gonna wait now until this is done, and then we can decorate the area up. Okay, does this work out? Do they still have... Not a lot of oh yeah, we have the stores inside the building, so that's okay. Yeah, plenty of food around. Local market. See, we have stuff for... Although these are mostly empty because we missed some stuff. But all the important stuff, like the dried fish, the buckwheat, shoes, clothing, all that is in. So, plenty of market stalls around. That's okay. My sister thought she was so smart, she said the only vegetable or fruit that can make her cry is an onion. Then I threw a coconut at her. Very good, Cooper. I was very lucky that you were in the market then, because I don't think in Sweden you can find wild coconuts growing somewhere, but nice. Oop, this card is ready. Forgot about it. Let's link it. And then... Are we building up a stockpile of flour already? Nope. Okay. And let's take a look here. Yep, these have produced extra dried fruit. These might still be busy. Yeah, see, they still have a lot of apples in. These will not be producing that many apples at the moment because they are just in year 2. At around year 7, they will start to bear the maximum amount of fruit. So it will take a while. But already the extra dried fruits that we're going to get should be helpful. Let's check now. Dried fruits. They haven't produced more this year yet, but they will soon. Because in here they still have 1100 apples, 900 apples, 300 apples, and 1400 apples to make dried fruits from. So that's gonna work. So you didn't have any bananas today. I am very curious what's going to be in the updates, in the big Alpha 6 update. Like there's like 42 new resources confirmed. But we don't really know much about it. Like, will they only be industrial resources? Will they be different types of food? Will they just be, you know, next step products? So, like the threads, at some point the threads get introduced. So you didn't only need the leather, but you also needed the threads to make shoes. Will it be products like that? So I'm really looking forward to the big Alpha 6 update. That should be so interesting to see what's going to come out of that. It's August now, though. The harvest is starting again. So everything should be coming in. And I did not check for the beer for a bit, but it says we have 7,000 beer at the moment. So Road Dogg is busy in his brewery. Not only drinking, but also brewing. That's great. More and more stuff comes in. We get more barley and hops in soon. So things are working out. Where are the hop yards? Here they are. Ah, see, they're still harvesting. Good. I was already afraid that we didn't get enough in. But there's not a lot of ladies working in here. So we might need to provide some extra houses here too, so that we have more ladies out there. We already have food issues here, though. Flour, buckwheat potatoes. Are we out of buckwheat? No. Should be okay. Dried fish. Let's buy some extra dried fish just to deal with stuff. Sell some charcoal. Come on. Sell some shoes. Can we sell a bit more clothing? No, we're not really producing that much clothing at the moment, so we're not going to do that. Aren't you already need threads to make shoes? Well, that's what I said. Right now we need threads to make shoes, but like 2 years ago we didn't need the threads yet. You only had the need for the leather. Same with the clothing. All you needed was the cloth or the textile, and now you also need the threads. So those are resources added. So I'm just wondering, like, what in the 42 new resources that are coming will be added. Will it be different kinds of crops for the farm? Will it be completely new resources, or will it be in between steps that you're also still going to need? So that's what I'm wondering. Ooh, snack time. You enjoy your snacks today, Vladimir. And I really hope that at some point the market stalls will also require something to be built, just like the firewood stall. Now you can just put them down and they're instantly built and you have a marketplace. I think they should use like a little bit of textile for the canopy and stuff like that. So that would be nice. New family settling in town again. Still have 2 vacancies. Oh, most food issues are now gone. That's the good news. How are we doing on the dried fruit? Yeah, we are actually producing quite a few more bits of dried fruit already. 16,000 so far. Do we still have apples available? Only 72. So, meh, not a lot. So we produced 4,000 extra dried fruit already. That should be helpful. I just thought of something. When you move, will little one have to go to a new school? If so, how does she feel about it? Well, since we are planning to move about an hour's drive away from where we live now, it's preferred that she goes to a new school because I'm not going to bring her every day. And I don't think she'll enjoy riding her bike to the school every day then. So that's not going to happen. No, she is actually quite excited about moving. She actually asks about it every now and then, like how is it going and are we already going to move? She does like her school a lot and she likes her friends and all, but she's also looking forward to it. And she sees it mostly as a big opportunity because then she can decorate her own room and she can pick the colors to paint it and stuff like that. So she's really excited for that. And there are days when she's like, I'm not sure if I really want to move. But that's usually the days when things were really cool at school or something like that. Or when she went somewhere with a friend and she's thinking about maybe missing that friend in the future. But you know, the next day could have just been like an average day, or when she had a little bit of an argument with a friend and then she'll be like, can we move tomorrow because I don't like my friend anymore and I want to move. So it depends a bit, but overall she's pretty excited about it and she really looks forward to it. And she's pretty social. She can make friends quickly. Like when we go on a holiday or something, she'll immediately make friends wherever we are and have fun. So we're not really worried about that. And we're just happy that she's so excited, which is also the reason why, like from very early on, when we knew that we were seriously going to give this idea some thought, we already took her along in the process, talked a bit about it, that we were thinking about stuff like that and what her ideas were and stuff like that. So she's been in it from the beginning and she's kind of growing on with it just as we are. So it's really nice. The live music at the terrace is awesome again, missing almost every note he is singing. Oh wow. Live music. I don't want that. Gonna go small town. That will be preferred. But it's not as easy, especially not in the Dutch housing market as of right now, that I can just say, oh, we're gonna go do that. So we keep all of our options open. If we can, we will look for a relatively small town. Also not too far away from a highway connection because of wifey's work. She still has to drive a lot, so that would be preferred. But we're first of all going to wait until we know how much the value of this house is, so that we kind of know what we can spend. And then we will start up the serious looking around for housing. So don't know yet, but yeah, if we can, it will be a nice small town, just a regular row house with a nice little garden in the front or back or both or whatever, and then, you know, we'll just go there and hopefully have a nice time. Neither do I, but it is included. Ah, well, you know, enjoy. I'm just happy I don't have music outdoors right now. From snippets, it will be mostly intermediates and their manufacture, like baskets for transportation or tar for curing wood. Ah, okay. Good to know, Vladimir. Thanks. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I mean, any addition to the game is nice. It will take quite a bit of getting used to again once we get all the changes. But I guess then it's even more fun making videos about it, about all the changes and see how that works and goes. It's... I've been working on a transportation video for Ostriv. I haven't done any recordings for it yet, but I've written all the things that I wanted to know, and I've been doing looking up and testing and stuff. So I'm going to make a full-on transportation video about the game, like what are the pros and cons of all different types of transportation, what are the numbers they can carry, stuff like that. And I'm already looking forward to the moment we get the big update, you know, to do a lot of exploration, figure out what things are, what they do, how they work, and then make nice videos about it. So, yeah, it should be good. Yes, these can kind of go out all, but can probably just leave September, apply to all. They'll free up some ladies, and there's not a lot of stuff that they have to do in here. Nope, all the apples and stuff are gone, so this is good. Wise thinking. I don't know about that. It's just a little bit of thinking. But yeah, thanks. We'll just see how it goes, basically. And of course, yeah, some stuff would be really nice. So if we can have like a nice garden, we'll try and get it. But if not, it's okay. We just want a good space to live and get a bit closer for wifey to all of her work, and then it should all be good already. Alright, we need some more draft horses now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, plenty of horses like that. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. 3 draft horses. We'll just have to wait until we get some food and stuff in here, and then we can start to get more draft horses. Clothing, yes. We can sell 1,000 bits of clothing. That's about it. And, well, the food is coming in. We do need hay and wheat, otherwise you get into trouble. So, I have to make sure that this is all in before we continue with it. Yeah, we can already order these, because it's already coming in. Should be okay. It's good that she's excited. My kiddos are like that too, because we'd like to move at some point. Ah, good, good, good. Well, you know, I really believe in just taking them along and telling about what your plans are and stuff, and taking them serious, even if they have concerns and things like that. And then we can just talk about it. And it's also okay if, at some point, if she doesn't really like to, or if she's sad when we are there because she misses friends and stuff. And we can always take a drive here for a day and visit some friends and things like that. So it's not the end of the world. So we'll figure it out and find a way. Okay, next row house comes up. Let's see. Yeah, there's still 8 trees here to be cut. Then they can replant this. Here we have a farm. Guess this will also be farmland at some point. Maybe a few orchards. Might be interesting if we can do an orchard out here. Also to have one on this side of the map. And we're definitely not going to fit a new farm in here. So why not make another type of food available here? Now this has to go like this so I can see how long I can go. I can go like this. There we go. And well, we'll just have to wait for them to build it. Dev promised total overhaul of how the logistics work. Oh, really? Well, then I'll just have to make a new video. We'll see about that, though. I mean, we're already waiting for a very long time now for Alpha 6 to come out, so I'll just work on this. It'll be nice. I wonder with all the new stuff if it comes with some new maps also. It feels like you will need a lot more space. Yeah, and I wonder what, like, if we will get more options. Like, if we can choose whether we want certain resources on the map or not. Like, if you want the stones here, then you can have them. If you don't want them, you can just tick a box and they will just disappear. Map will completely be the same, but you don't have stones anymore. Or indefinite stone, at least, and stuff like that. I hope there will be options like that. More trading, maybe a few more trade towns as well that offer different goods and stuff like that. But in the end, we just don't know. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I am very excited for it, since the game is so good already. I just really hope that it will continue to be better and better and better. Let's check out here. Nothing to slaughter. Here we have a few bulls to slaughter. Out here we have some... And where would you like to move to then, Laura? Just in the same area, or a completely different area in the States, or... Okay, let's go. Should probably also check the sheeps again, because we didn't check those last time we did this. Let's go over here. Ram, yeah, see, there's more rams to slaughter. Did I already miss one? No. Okay, that's good. I'm hopping off, guys. You have a great stream. Thanks so much for being here, Game Mama. It's very much appreciated. You have a great rest of your holiday. And, well, next week, you promised to be back again for farming with friends. So, looking forward to that. Getting back onto the farm, where we have quite some good money. And, we can use your help out there. Okay, there we go. Yep, that's all done. So all this is working out. Yes, feed your animals. It is wifey's duty to kill animals in game. Okay, so I'll just keep feeding them so wifey can kill them. Ooh, wifey immediately shouted Cooper, but actually wifey, it was Vladimir that said it, so. Well, we're very happy that you will be there, Game Mom. Looking forward to it. But yeah, make sure you have a great rest of your holiday. And then we'll see you then. Another new family selling in town. We are at 1,480 people. So we already grew with at least 100 people this stream so far. It's going very quickly. Let's check out here. Alright, this one is almost filled up. So let's do 15 chickens and 15 hatchlings. 14 hatchlings. Relocate them over here. And then they all have chickens and hatchlings. And it's just waiting for more eggs and more, at some point, chicken meat. We have actually produced the first bits of chicken meat, 40. We can also see that we now got up to 1,000 eggs this year. Last year only 245. Now it's already 1,000. And we still have room for more chickens. There's only 16 in here, 15 in here, 14 in here, and 15 in here. So we can still double up on the amount of chickens. So that will mean a lot more eggies. Hopefully that will help with the food issues. It is October now. We have also almost produced as much food as last year. And they're still bringing in bits of the harvest and processing them and things like that. So this number will still go up. I wonder what it will end to by the end of the year. Orchard ready. Perfect. Let's produce apples. Let's get the ladies on board. And let's get them to work and plant them. Now this farm is full again and still the fields are not harvested again. So we really need to make a certain storage for certain items. Maybe we need extra storage for buckwheat and potatoes. But we have to probably put that pretty central. So that all the other granaries can just pick from that. Well, then the idea could be that we build a central granary out here that I'm going to give its own dedicated carts. Actually, I'm going to give it a lot of carts dedicated to this simple building. This will be kind of like a warehouse building. So we'll kind of treat it like a warehouse. So we'll treat it somewhat like this. So we'll put a big wall around it. And then this will be where we keep all of the buckwheat and potatoes that we have to spare. We'll put in a few small arches here and there. Let's go a bit like this so I can see. I can see clearly now. Go one like here, right here. One right here. And one right here. Let's start to attach things. So there we go. There we go. Like this. To the front. And like that. And then out here we go like this. And then also like this. To the front and like that. And then this will be the new area for it. As we have a messenger in, we can sell a few more shoes again. Shoes are not really picking up that much in Dekachi. I wish it would go a bit faster. Not gonna sell any of that. Let's buy a few more dried fruits. Or dried fish, sorry, not dried fruits. Do we still have flour to spare? No. Alright, let's buy all the flour so that we have the extra source of food. That's probably good. And now I have to keep track of chat, of course, because I'm missing out a bit on chat. The housing market is crazy here, so we gotta take what we can afford that has enough space. Hubby wants somewhere more remote, but I worry because if anything happens to him, I don't drive. Ah, yes. I get that you can worry about that. Or maybe there'll be something of a middle ground, so a little bit more remote than in the city, but you know, not too far away, but I don't know. I don't know, we'll see. I hope you can find a nice place that everybody is happy and content with. I'm always nice, so I don't understand at all why I'm always accused of things I wouldn't even dream of saying. Naked piglets is oven roasted milk piglets stuffed with buckwheat. Yeah, that's nice, that's nice. Did not know that. It all sounds weird. I remember the first time Wrinkled Egg that he said it in chat. One of the first times we met, that I was like, ooh, that sounds a bit special. But I didn't know what it was, so I asked. And then he explained what it was. And then it's a really nice wish, actually. That somebody may dream of some very nice food. So I totally get where you come from, Wrinkled Egg. I had the same thing the first time, but it's actually a nice thing. Hello, Oddmod. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all good. Alright, 5,000 buckwheat, 5,000... No, we'll do 10,000 actually. The only thing is we have to tell the other granaries that they can take from this one. That's an important option that we have to pick. And I'm going to tell them to fill up like this. Let's make the carts. Let's hook them up. Okay. So, for buckwheat and potatoes, they can take from other granaries. Buckwheat and potatoes. And we already have that ticked for the dried fruit because of this one. So yeah, buckwheat, potatoes, dried fruits. Buckwheat, potato, and the dried fruit they can pick from others. So that they can actually store a lot of the buckwheat in those two granaries. See, this one. And that will really help out. See, they're already going to store it. So that the farms won't run full. Because this one was completely full and they couldn't take everything off the land. And now, once this is out, they should actually be able to do that. I'm actually going to order a horse wagon to take out 5,000 potatoes quickly and deliver it over here. That should speed it up. And then we should be okay. This cart probably needs repairs. Yes. Do we have metal parts? 20. Ooh, we're a bit short on metal parts. We do have 4 smithies, but they have a harder time keeping up all the time now. So we might have to invest in that a little bit. Let's just run speed 1 a bit, because we have to make a few little adjustments here and there to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And I need to keep my eyes on chat. In the countryside in Sweden with lovely nature around, you can find a nice house for around 70k euros with a large plot of land. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. But then we live in Sweden, so, you know. Who knows, maybe one day. Pet's very happy to play games, but you viewers are equally important. You are the heart of our great family. So thank you all for being here with us whenever you can make it. Pet and the mods are very grateful. Exactly. Thank you all very, very much for spending your precious time with me and with each other here. And thank you all for being so nice and kind to everybody. Always so respectful and, you know, just having a great time with everyone and welcoming everybody in and stuff like that. Thanks so much. You're all very nice and special. It's great, and I really enjoy it. And yes, I do love playing games, but I always look forward to the streams, because they're so much nicer, because you're all in it, and we just have fun together. I really enjoy that. So thanks a lot. Alright, let's build some extra houses here in the meantime. But yeah, I never take it for granted. It's something special, so thank you, thank you. Okay, let's build a street here. So how are you, Oddmod? Nice to have you on board. I want to share where you're from. Okay, here we go. That's another row of houses. Let's give them some manual gardens again, like we have been doing so far. So leave a slight opening here, I think. Nah, they can walk around it. It's fine. Okay, and then continue. Like this. Really starting to form streets now with this method. And even though we don't build garden houses, we can still make houses with the garden. They won't just produce any food. Okay, here we go. That's another part of a street. Might have to... We do have a well out here, so we can also put one in here then. Let's go like this. Okay, Cirrus, thanks so much. Enjoy the lurking. And you have a great holiday. Now that we know that it's holiday time. Enjoy it, have a great time. Yeah, let's do one big cottonwood tree for a change. Let's get some lilac bushes in. For color and for decoration. We can put 2 benches out here for a bit. People can sit, and now we can speed up a little bit again. That's good. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Oddmod, thanks. Watching from beautiful Scotland. Oh, nice, nice. I love this game. I watch many of your videos. Rarely catch you live. So happy to be there. Well, we're happy to have you. And I'm glad you like watching my videos of the game. That's very good to hear. I'm really looking forward to the big update soon. So we'll see how that will end up. Hopefully nice. Oh, we have more and more cart issues. All of a sudden. All of a sudden they pop up. Metal parts, 7. Yeah, so we slowly get metal parts in. I guess we can just go for another smithy area. Why not? We can probably do it here. We have a lot of people here that probably don't have a job. Getting another smithy area will be nice. How much iron do we have? 4,000. So yeah, we can be okay. We can always build an extra smelt. So we have an infinite amount of iron that we can make. We put that up. Thank you very much, Ottmod, for the kind donation. That is very much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. That is great and very helpful. I'll make sure that it will all be put into the channel. Okay, so another smithy area will be for smithies, carts, and charcoal. So we'll have to take a bit of space for it. And also do it on this side, of course. Let's do it a bit more on this side. Have to be a bit spacious in the setup, I think. I think that can be nice. Let's just place one. And then leave some space in between. So we'll start with 2. Then we can give them their single cart parkings so that they can use those. Here we go. 2 single cart parkings, 1 for each. Then they do need their charcoal piles. Now I'm going to pause for a second so they don't get filled up straight away. Because what we could do, probably, is... I don't think we can... we cannot link a charcoal pile to a certain building. But what we can do is place one right here. And then place one right here. So we kind of add them to the certain building in this case. And then we just rotate them around. We build another one. And then we build the other smithies on this side. But then, just to be sure we have plenty, and I like to have plenty, we'll just build a few extra of these. Because it looks cool. It will fill up the area. So this will really be highly productive industry. Yeah, like this. So we kind of have them the same way as those. And then we just place this right here. So this will be 1. And then this will be number 2. There we go. Let's build 2 more single cart parkings. And then we kind of built a very big smithing area. Now, I know the smithy doesn't need any water, but it's nice to just build some platforms every now and then, because it looks interesting. So we'll see. And of course, I have to keep track of the chat. So let me check. It's so Gen Z of you, Patmos. We have gardens, but they don't produce any food. Well, my gardens still have a lot of nature in them, you know, and Nowadays, people just make their back gardens be all like some sort of stone area. Just put in stones and more stones, and that's what they use. So I guess having a green garden in this game without it even producing food is still a step forward from the actual Gen Z garden. Okay, let's build a gate in here. And then let's see if this is somewhat straight. Yeah, that's good enough. Then we go like this. Then we go this way. And I probably put up another big gate somewhere here. Or maybe even 2 gates. One here. Like this, I think. And then probably have to just get rid of this one for now so that we can place the gates. Or the arches. It would be nice if we could get gates in the game or something like that. They can open and close or something. I don't know if that's in the plans, but I think that would be nice. To get actual gates or actual walls with gates and stuff. I think that can be fun. Okay, so now we go like this. And we go to the back again. Now here we have to make a gate too. I like that we can turn a kind of regular area, which this sort of is, it's just a smithy area, into a nicer looking area if you just put a little bit of work in it, like we're trying to do right now. I really like that. And then we can probably just go like this. And then maybe even put a small gate in here, just an extra entrance and exit where people can just walk through. Right here. So they can also come in from this side. And then this is it. There we go. And now the area already looks different because it is all gated up and cool. So I like it. Liverpool lost their friendly today. Watched it. They played okay. Oh, it's football season starting again. Alright. Let's go put in some trees here. I'm gonna go with the ash trees this time. But I do like to put in some nature in these areas. I'll just work them towards each other. There we go. Let's do this side now. I really also hope that we get more decoration options in the new update. Not really sure what kind of stuff I would like, but you know, just some playground stuff, or maybe even just some how do you say that? I remember in Farming Simulator I was building up a farm, and then Rodo gave me a few mods that just add little things like debris and stuff like that, but they do really make the area come to life a bit more. And I kind of want them to add little bits like that, you know, that you can just add some sand on the ground somewhere and things like that in the roads and all, so that things just kind of feel a little bit more alive, something like that. So I hope we can get some things of that like in the game. I think that can be really nice. Inaccessible, yeah, that's probably true. You can see when you're in here, the game starts to stutter a bit because it's really calculating, like, can we reach that point? But no, they cannot reach that point. Okay, so here we go. This is just making the charcoal areas look a bit nicer, so that you don't see the charcoal pits all the time from everywhere. And then this way, we have also decorated the area a bit. Now I'm going to move over the houses a little bit, because I do want to get started on the smithy area now, because it will look pretty nice. I mean, it's ore season. I don't take much notice of the results. Oh, it's off season, pre-season. Ah, so they didn't start the competition yet then. Well, what do we have to prepare for, Donnie? Will it be another year like last year, where at the end of the year we have to be nice to you and comfort you a bit because they played very bad? Or do you think they're gonna be champions again? Let's buy that. Should we buy... We can also just buy some textile and turn that into clothing. Why not? Okay, that's going. On the screen, Austria and Hungary play football. Grandpa enters. Who plays? Austria-Hungary. With whom? Yeah, well, he's still living his World War I days. That's a good one. I like that one. Okay, so the new housing area here is taking shape. We still have to work on the gardens, though. So let's give him a few trees here and there. And different trees, of course. Let's also use a bit more the apple trees and the cherry trees. I still really hope that at some point, you know, they will kind of serve a purpose in the game. When if you place these, they will actually... You know, if you place them in a garden, that the people living there will actually get a bit of fruits out of them or something like that. But I also still want an option where you can just manually place a garden house. So that you can kind of manually say, okay, this and this and this should be your garden. I don't know how that's going to be coded or if that's even possible, but that's something that I would like. But yeah, we'll have to see. But I mean, if you put it in an area close to a house, that at least that house should be able to get a few bits of fruit out of that garden. I think that would make sense. But that's just me. Let's just place some stuff here. Does really usually make it come to life a bit more. And then they're going to build one more house, and then we're going to get into the whole smithy area. That's kind of important now, because we have some carts that really need repairing. And more will need repairing, so they're going to be a backlog soon. We go check the cart rights. We have 2, and they should be able to keep up. But yeah, they don't have the metal parts. And now we have 18 orders in the queue. That means that we're missing quite a few carts. And that's why we have the cart issues now. Because simply the carts that we have are not being used. So that's the issue at the moment. So we've gone from food issues to cart issues. But it's okay. We did produce another 30,000 extra food this year. Oh, that's good. That's actually good. And we stored quite a bit more food. We stored 20,000 extra food. So we're getting better with the food. And the variety should also slowly get better. Now that we have extra flour, we produce extra dried fruits now. And that should only get more and more every year now. With this one now producing. This one will take another year. Then this one will also start producing. We'll get this one up and running at some point. Yep. Alright, these can all go out now. For 2 years, but yeah, we're getting there. Did I already do this one? No. Deal, 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 and deal. Dried fish, yes please. Not buying salt or anything. No, all the rest we don't buy. No, this one doesn't have metal parts. That's Balaklia. So if a messenger comes in from Balaklia, we should buy a few metal parts just to boost the repairs a bit. It would be more sense if you plant a tree near the garden house, like cherry, and then they plant a cherry in their garden, and then they have some cherries. Well, they do already grow fruits in their gardens, if you build garden houses, and then also dry them into dried fruit. So that already works, but they use bushes for it. So they plant certain bushes, and then you get dried fruits from it. But, you know, just having the option to manually give them a garden and put in a few fruit trees and designate a plot for some vegetables, and then they can pick whatever vegetables they grow. I mean, that's something that I would like, but we can all, of course, have different opinions on that and such. I'm going to actually send a messenger to Balaklia so that we can buy some metal parts, because we do need to focus on repairs before the backlog gets even bigger. It's now down to 17. This one is getting 1 metal part in. This one has a few metal parts, so it can actually do a job. Messenger from Merefa. Well, let's sell some lime. Let's sell, again, some sunflower oil, and that's it. Okay. Well, we'll see. How are we doing on the firewood? 44,000. Good. They're slowly filling up the charcoal pit. Or, yep, this is good. These are probably mostly burned. Yep. This one still has to go. Funny that they've already picked up everything to get it in, but it's still complaining about no cart. Same here. Everything is coming in, but they're still complaining about it. So that's fun. And we have the first smithy up. Ooh, okay. And the second. Let's go to my existing smithies and do apply to all and apply to all. Now these two can go to work. This one will make nails and metal parts. Nails and metal parts. How are we doing on the nails? We have 1600 nails. Okay. So we'll focus on nails and metal parts for a bit now. And then after that we can go for maybe one with also horseshoe, but I'm not sure yet. I do want to focus on the nails and the metal parts first. And our messenger just got there. Let's buy... Oh, I thought this one also had metal parts. It doesn't. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Nothing to worry about. We'll just let these produce and produce and produce. Should be good. Oh, one thing we didn't build here is a storage for at least the metal parts. Probably position it like this if we can. Cannot build on the water. Oh, really? You know what? We can build a storage like this. That's okay, I guess. Or we should build it here then, maybe. Totally forgot about a storage. You can also put it in the middle here, but it will just face one way. Can also make it go out here, of course. Nah, it's not going to go out there. We'll build a storage right here. And then there can go the metal in, so that they don't have to go too far to get the metal. We're going to order a cart here, but that's going to be a bit of time. These are now getting the stuff in, so now these just need to get to work and start making the parts. Metal parts are sold by their cart sheet. They are! I thought I didn't see them in there. Must have overlooked them. Okay, thank you! Actually, we had a trader from their cart sheet not so long ago, and I thought like, oh, they don't have metal parts, so I have to go to Balaklia. Okay. It's okay. Thanks for sharing, now I know again. All this is working out. We have plenty of charcoal here now, and probably a lot of sick people if they all live here. Okay, time for another cart. Yep, these start to produce metal parts now. Great, these two, and nails. We have the nail storage at this place. I'm probably going to leave it here. Oh no, it's actually centralized storage here. This should be the storage, yeah. Iron, metal parts, nails. So as soon as this one is full, they will at some point stop producing nails. Horseshoe is already good, so we don't have to produce that. So we are actually okay in terms of all the numbers. We just need those two smithies up and really just produce metal parts. But we already produced 6 in here. We already produced 6 almost in here, which is another 12. So yeah, it will start to build up now. And then we'll see. No required in export stock. Oh, that's just sunflower oil. That's okay. Luckily, you don't get a fine if you try to trade something and then all of a sudden you don't have it in your export stock. That could be something, though, at some point that they might add. That you get like a fine if you promise someone a trade and you don't deliver. But as long as that's not in the game, it's fine with me. Another messenger from Merefa again. They keep coming in. They really want all my stuff. Alright, let's sell another 2,000 salt then, since we have plenty now. It would really build up. Plenty of wheat. Hemp. Ooh, we're almost out of hemp again. That's going so fast. Oh well. Is there not a lot of hemp in the trading post still? No, only 900. Okay. How are we doing on the threads now then? 1,000 threads. Perfect. That's probably why we're now really making more clothing again. Now we can turn on the textile here too. So that these will also make textile since we already have so many threads. And then these can just keep making more textile and also clothing. Yeah, these are the weavers. These are the tailors. These can now make clothing. Oh, they have everything they need for clothing. It's just that... Yep, they can all make clothing in good numbers. So we're building it up, but we're building up again. Oh, the other two are ready. Apply to all and apply to all. I think I'm going to set one just on metal parts, so that we can start to really build up a few metal parts. But let's check. We are still at 18 orders, so it didn't get any worse. This one now almost has, yeah, this one now has the metal parts for another repair. This one has the metal parts for another repair. So as long as we can keep them busy now, there will be a little bit of a backlog, and there might be more carts also breaking down soon. So it will take a little bit of time to fix the issue. But once we get enough metal parts, it will get fixed. 16 more issues. We have over 1,500 people now, which I think is quite a lot. We have a lot of potatoes stored in here. Are we almost out of buckwheat? Because then we have to produce extra buckwheat. Oh no, we still have 18,000 stored. Phew. Then it's good. I mean, the stockpile went up, then it went down a little bit. And now this year doesn't count yet because we didn't get the harvest in. But we have to check the numbers though. See if we still produce enough. Another single cart parking ready. Well, let's set it up. Let's set it up. Oh, these already got their carts in. Nice. Yeah, so this one will just produce metal parts. That one will also produce nails. But we still have 1,800 nails. Let's just focus on the metal parts with these two. If we were to get too many, we can always sell them or just store them and be fine. You are fined by not having your goods sold, and now you don't have those extra money. Yeah, but that's not really a fine. I'm not paying for the fact that I promised them something that I didn't give them. So I just didn't get the money, but that's okay. It's not like it cost me anything, so it's not really a fine, I guess. I wish I could sell earthenware somewhere, because we have plenty of that. Platform ready. Ah, yeah, just for the looks of it. It looks nice, you know, if you have some platforms out here. They don't need them, they don't need the water, but just fun to have those platforms. Then we're gonna build a house here, and a warehouse, and another village house. And then that should all be done. Let's check the animals again. Do we have some slaughtering to do? Well, one. Yeah, we're checking them regularly now, and it's really helping out. Not even all the sheep that we marked for slaughter got slaughtered already, so... See, there's still quite a few that need slaughtering. But all good. I mean, it's nice if it's this way. Means that we check it regularly. Still don't want to leave it to the managers though, because I don't trust the managers. They don't do it the way I want it. This one has a few too many bulls now. Still has 1, 2, 3, 4 for replacement now, so we can leave it at that. Let's pause for a second so nothing goes wrong. Yep, not in there. We can slaughter that one, that's okay. Here we can slaughter one. Here we can slaughter one. Is this one actually picking up now? Oh yeah, it's 14 now. Was stuck at 11 for a while, but now it's actually catching again. This one can have one slaughtered. And this is the last one. It's now up to 20. So this is doing pretty well. And now we have 8 cow sheds producing milk. How are we on the milk? 190, 200. Starts to run up again. But these manage to keep up. So we should have very little milk spoilage. And we should be selling quite the amounts of cheese. How much cheese did we make last year? Last year we produced 10,000 cheese. That's a very good amount. I like it. So I think with the food variety, it's looking better and better. Yeah, we're getting there. Down to 11 card orders, 33 metal parts in. Oh, yeah. Also, that issue is getting fixed. Perfect. Well then, my dear friends, we're getting close to the 2.5 hour mark for the stream. So I guess it is slowly a good time for me to wrap the stream up. It has been a delight, of course. I had a great time. Thinking of the next stream that should be on Wednesdays, and during the holidays, Wednesdays is wifey evening. So this Wednesday, another wifey stream. I bet she'll continue her Ostriv down. So be sure to be there to help her out and remember her to feed the animals and stuff like that. So that all will go well. And I guess she would very much prefer a few girls in there too for some girl power. Not that that is anything, but you know, they want it, so they'll be happy with it. And well, I will be back on Friday usually. And I think we're going to continue with our rancher game for at least one more episode. We still have a lot of work to do on our new little ranch. They've been pumping out updates almost daily to polish the game, so that's nice. And yeah, we can have a lot more fun with that. Get some animals and stuff. So we'll see about that. And of course, as soon as we can, we will continue with this lovely town. Over 1,500 people now. We have almost 12,000 money, and still plenty to do. But yeah, we do have a lot of nice areas, and almost closed up the row house part. So let me focus a bit on this area so we can see this part of town. This is where the row houses are. So thanks so much. You've all been amazing. Have a great week. Take care, especially in the heat. Be sure to hydrate enough and stay cool. And I would love to see you all very, very soon. But for now, I just have to say bye-bye. Zwaai zwaai. I will catch you later.